Hello, everyone. Have you been trying to make some change in your life and find that you're having difficulty doing it? And it may be small changes, it may be big changes, it may be that you set goals for yourself and then find you don't follow through on them, any version of that. And perhaps you realize that what you're dealing with is what's commonly called resistance, which also is a version of fear of the unknown. My colleague and I are here today to share some ideas and tips and some of our wisdom and experience with you. I'm Kelly Myszkowski. I am a transformational life purpose sync with your soul coach. And my colleague Caren Cooper is here with me today. She is also a trauma informed mindset coach. So, Karen, we chit chatted a little before hitting record here, and I would love to turn this over to you and have you start us off today.
So, hi everyone. Happy Thursday. It's February. Yay. Feels like January was like 4 years long. But anyway, what we were talking about prior to hitting record was, yeah, the fear of the unknown and the resistance and how mind fuckery always shows up. So, what do I mean by all of that? Let me give you an example. So, um, I'll give you an example of resistance. Well, you know what? I'm not even, I was gonna say give you an example, but here's the thing. I want to talk about resistance first, and then I'll talk about mindfuckery, and then I'll talk about fear of the unknown. So what happens is, Kelly was saying about making changes. Anytime you go to make a change from anything that you've already been doing, your mind and body are like, what the hell is going on? Because you've been doing the same thing all the time and now you're doing something different and it doesn't comprehend it, it doesn't compute it. So what your mind and body are trying to do is keep you the same and keep you safe. So what happens is it's like, nope, not interested. And then so what happens is there's a form of resistance that shows up because it's like, nope, not happening. And you're like, but I want to do this in your brain and your body, like, nope. And it's like that tug, literally this tug of war that goes on. So that's what one of the things that resistance shows up. And that's a form of resistance, I should say. And it's I'm not gonna say, how do you move past resistance? I'm actually doing a workshop on that next week. Fun fact, a free workshop next week all about dancing at the resistance. Um, but and it's what it really boils down to is this: it's unfamiliar. You're here, you're going here, and it's completely unfamiliar. So it's really about having the tools and the tricks of the trade to be like, oh, wait, I see that this is resistance. I see what's going on. Let me create some sort of safety in my body. I'm safe. It's safe, that kind of a thing, because change happens at the speed of safety. So that's one of the things that happens when you're growing and when you're doing different things. But what also happens is, so that's resistance, and there's mind fuckery that's associated with it. No, I don't want you to because you will like this, and your old programming starts to come into play. So as you're growing and as you're becoming a newer version of yourself, um, your mind will want to go back to your old programming. It will show up in different ways and different forms. And mind fuckery shows up, and mind fuckery will show up, and it always will show up. And that is the thing is, growing and growth, it's we always talk about peeling the onion, but the truth of the matter is it's a lifestyle. It's ongoing. It's a continuous thing. It's growing with an ing at the end, not with an ed. So it doesn't end. And that's not to say, oh my God, it's like, oh my God, it's alive. It's not like it sounds like, oh my God, I have to do this for the rest of my life. Yeah, you do. Because the thing is that when you start and you don't recognize yourself from a few years ago, you're like, wow, I can't believe how far I've come. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Remember the commercial? But wait, there's more. There's always more. Why not? I mean, really, whatever you want. And so the thing is that every time you move that needle, the resistance is going to show up. The mind fuckery is going to show up. It's about having the ability. Both Kelly and I have different I do a program called Unscrew Yourself. Kelly will talk about what she does, but to help you facilitate all the things that are coming up for you and the fear of the unknown. So what's happening too is you're moving, your body's like, what the hell? What's going on? The mind fuckery comes in, but also your body is telling you things. You're more connected to your body as you're growing, and you're like, wait, I don't see I'm not seeing what's in front of me. Normally you're the type of person who was like, wait, I need to know what's going on. You need, which is a form of control, by the way. You need to see what's in front of you, that kind of a thing. And the fear of the unknown is like, well, I can't see what's happening. Believing that it's working out for you, believing that everything works out for the higher good, believing that everything is actually there for you for the taking. It's really interesting if you've never done that before to believe it. I know I'll speak from my personal experience. Um, it's actually still an interesting thing for me, and I'm a few years into this already. One of my manifestos for this quarter is actually she is a woman who embraces the unknown. We do she manifestos with my work, and one of them is she is one who embraces the unknown because I'm a recovering people pleaser, codependent, and control freak. So I was worried about the what if all the time. I was like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And I needed to know what was going on at all times because I didn't, I just needed to know as part of my control, which by the way is self-protection. So when you relinquish and let all of that go, as I have, and as I'm continuing to do, okay, now it's like, well, the unknown is, I don't know what's out there. And I'm believing that everything works out for the higher good. And I'm believing that everything is out there. I did a walking meditation this morning. I was telling Kelly about this, and in my walking meditation, it was like, no, everything is there for you. Everything is literally there for you. It's already done. You embody, your higher version of yourself. It's already done. So what are we worried about? Right. And that's what came up for me in my walking meditation. And the thing is, we can't see it. We can't smell it. We can't anything. And then we just, we have to believe and have faith that it's there. So we're afraid of it because we don't understand it because we've never, it's our programming and our wiring is like, but I need to see it to believe it. Well, let me see it to believe it. And I'm here to tell you that having the tools and understanding it is imperative. Everybody talks about the law of attraction and manifesting and things like that. What that really means, and Jennifer, the funny thing is, I just saw a thing with Jennifer Aniston on Instagram about this, but it's like you're thanking the universe for what's already happened and then taking action towards said thing. It's not like, you're asking for it and just waiting for it to appear. Okay. You actually take action towards something, even though you can't see the next step. It's almost like instinctive. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to say about this is, um, you know, it's really about you. The other thing is when we take the next action, the next step, it's not the pushing through, it's not the hustling, it's not the needing to get this done. Because what happens is when you're in this constricted type of place, and when you're, by the way, in the worry and is this going to happen and all that kind of stuff, you're actually blocking it from happening. You ever hear of all the people, well, all the good things happen to them and, all these things just fly out of thin air? That's because their vibration is such that they're allowing it to happen. And I know you're thinking, Caren, you're fucking out of your ever loving mind. And I am. And that's okay. However, believing that, okay, is what's imperative because you may not be able to see it. You may not be able to understand it. But when you vibrate high, part of what I do in my program is called guiding life feelings. How do you want to feel on a daily basis? Right? How do you want to feel? My guiding life feelings are open. I'm reading them: open, freedom, and abundance. So I want to feel open. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel freedom. Those are the feelings I want to be in on a daily basis. So when I am feeling those feelings and vibrating high and taking the actions that I would like to take for my business and to help you people transform, then I receive. Then I'm open and ready to receive. I'm vibrationally there. So all of these fears and all of these things, they're all self-protection. They're all conditions that we've learned and we've had to protect ourselves from the traumas that we've had, that we've had living with us for so long. The beautiful thing is that we can let those go and we can have faith that things will work out to the best of their ability. That's why Kelly and I are here. And I know Kelly's going to say this, but I'm going to end with saying this. I welcome a conversation. I have my program Unscrew Yourself that exactly walks you through all of these steps and how you rewire and rewire, reprogram and everything like that. On the video at the end on YouTube, all our information will be there. But I welcome the chat. I welcome the conversation. I welcome the you're insane conversations too, and I don't believe you conversations, whatever. I welcome a conversation just to see, just to, hey, that sounds interesting, does it, whatever it is. Call me, chat, whatever. I'm here for all of it. Kelly, I'm gonna give it to you
So well said, Karen. And I was making some notes too. I found it interesting. I had a thought crop up right in the beginning, and it was your turn to speak. And so, if the viewers noticed, I did mute myself because I needed to cough. That's one of the ways our body responds to
now.
what's going on. So, I ditto everything that you said, essentially, but also offer that it's ultimately about us expressing in the world, which is unfolding and evolving and continuing to grow. And so that's like energy flowing. It needs a place to go, it needs a place to flow, and it in essence has the optimal resources for its particular form of expression that are available to it, so that it being us, being the being that we are. And I'm at a point where I'm living even more into not trusting or not believing that everything is supporting us and working out for us and working out for our higher good, but just living from that in the knowing of it,
No,
which is even more solid and centered than believing, because beliefs can change, but there's this knowing. And I also love something that you kind of hinted at there, or spoke to, depending on how we're interpreting this. But just because we don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist or it isn't true. Because we don't see it, sense it, experience it, think of how many things you've discovered in your lifetime that you didn't know existed at one point in time, and they do. So we're built to sense in certain ways, and our senses do not allow us full access to everything that is, but our scientists are discovering more and more about who we are and how we're here. And that's more of what I've been studying in the last couple of years myself. And I take our existence, or work with our existence in a little bit different way, I think, than Karen does. But essentially, I agree in that we are built with protective mechanisms so that we can continue to survive and exist. And those mechanisms have gotten a little bit warped. They've carried through from our primal existence days when we needed to know to get out of the way of the tiger so it doesn't kill us. Those same instincts are still there, but they're being misapplied because they're leading us to believe that things are a threat to us that really aren't. And a lot of that is built around, making change, as Karen said, when we don't know what's next. And that part of us is saying, no, don't change anything. You're safe right now. We know you're safe right now. And then, anything that looks like it's a change from what's safe right now could be a threat, and it makes you suspicious, it makes you wary, it makes you fearful, depending on the situation and the circumstances. And then it can keep you from making change. Human design is something that I use a little bit in my practice, which is its own thing, but essentially helps us understand how our energy is in the world and what some of our gifts and traits and talents are, and what some of our shadows and challenges are as well. And there's a whole lot more to it. But what I've learned is that my energy is actually designed to investigate. I naturally want information. I want to know all about it. And I want to know what's next before I start moving towards it, because my energy is looking to connect to something. And I sensed that long before I had my human design analysis done, which confirmed that to me. And human design, by the way, is based on your birth date, time, and location. Those are the only questions you answer. So it's not subjective, it's objective. And as I'm realizing this, that can keep me from making change when the next thing is not yet revealed to me, when I haven't allowed it in. And I've questioned, how can I work with this to a higher level? And it's something that really can apply for everyone. So there are a lot of wonderful tools that you can use and learn along the way to help you as you begin to grow to a higher level of living in the knowing that everything is working for you and for your benefit. Some of the contrasts that you experience, the things that are uncomfortable or that you don't like, help you clarify what that path is, what your desire is that you want. And then my connection is to my center, to being very present in the moment. And if there is no obvious bigger step that is next that feels right to me, what are the baby steps? What am I to do next in this moment that is correct for me in moving forward into that place of allowing my desire to come to me? And it may be taking a nap, it may be having a glass of water, it may be going on vacation, it may be calling a friend, it may be doing business related activities, creating a blog post or a social media post, or having a meeting like this with Karen and doing one of these videos. But that's very different from a regimented life plan with all of these goals that may not serve you really well, but your logical mind says this is how to do it because it worked for somebody else. There is no one size fits all. You're a unique individual. And so within my practice, I help people do what I call sync with your soul and get to know how your guidance is showing up for you. For example, when I was resisting expressing that thought and my throat had a tickle in it that's telling me there's something that wants out. And I had to ask it to wait for my chance to speak, please. So here I am. So you get to know your body and its responses and what it's telling you. And then when those responses haven't been tended to, then they become discomfort and disease. So that's one aspect of how it can be beneficial to decode what's going on in your body to allow fuller expression of you towards the thing that you desire and the purpose that you're here to serve in this lifetime. And to develop a greater awareness of that flow that is you, that natural expression, and how you are being guided towards your what's next. What feels better to you in the moment, what you sense to be the better of the choices that you're considering in the moment. And it may be there are times when you're going to feel worse before you feel better. You may need to go through allowing something to express that is a difficult emotion just to process that energy. So many times I've had people say, I'm afraid to cry because I feel like I'll never stop. Well, you've let it build up so long and it's so intense. It's understandable that it feels that way. But how many times have you heard of somebody literally crying themselves to death? So that's another form of, in essence, resistance. And granted, this is a complicated topic, but as Karen said, same for me. I am open to a pitch free chat, to answering your questions, to helping you find what's next for you, to support yourself and living your part in this amazing whole that we're all a part of, and optimally expressing in a healthy way who you are with whatever tools and processes you feel resonate with you, whatever knowing is present for you. And I work one on one primarily with people. I have something else that I'm working on, which hasn't fully revealed itself yet, but is in the works with another colleague of mine. And I will let you know about that as soon as I know what's happening there. But in the meantime, contact information you will find either with this post or where this video is living on YouTube, down below in the description. We'd love to hear your comments and feel free to reach out. In the meantime, let your inner light shine, be you, live in sync with your soul and your guidance. Again, I'm Kelly Myszkowski, and with me today was Caren Cooper. Any last words, Karen?
No, I think that was brilliant.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember to like and subscribe as well, people.
Yes.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye for now.